Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Raha Kodash. Double honors be to the elders, the bishops, the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, as well as peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, which consists of the Akim and Akwath, of the tribes, all right, of the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigners that have been scattered on the four corners, the four winds of the earth. A mighty shalom to the Akim and Akwath that are listening and learning and teaching this truth as far as the Akim, because women, all right, are to listen in silence, as the scriptures, say to do so. And today is Sunday, July I believe it's the 7th, and the Spirit was on me to go into, this lesson today. Okay, today, I'm in, just pretty much just landed, just touched down to my trail. I'm about to go, do some hiking right now. And the Spirit led me to, go into this topic of discipline. Okay, and I just want to speak about how, there's, there's some suffering, that we have to endure, okay, to grow, and this is not only physically but spiritually as well. You have to suffer, okay, and be humbled by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in order to grow. A lot of brethren that come into the faith, seek instant gratification, and they seek to grow, overnight, so to speak. Okay, but this is all a process, just as physical training, it takes time. Working out, it takes time to rid the spirits that are on you, because even from a physical standpoint, the demons, that are on brethren, you see it, when you start getting a little more physical, doing more physical activities, as especially coming into the faith, not being disciplined with doing lessons, doing physical training, you begin to see how many demons that you have to fight off. If you've become complacent, with the world, because this world, is all about gluttony, being lazy, and just pretty much being a part of this spoiled generation. This is a spoiled generation. I myself and Akim, we were speaking about how you have so many luxuries here in Babylon the Great, and these luxuries are not going to benefit you in a time of trouble. So it's better to suffer now than to suffer in Jacob's trouble. Okay, and not even just Jacob's trouble, but there's going to be other times outside of the hour of temptation where it's going to be some troublesome times, and to have particular knowledge of things, particular discipline is only going to benefit you. Okay, there's a lot of things that we have here that we take for granted, and that we know through the Spirit, through the scriptures, are not going to be here long. You're not going to have a lot of these luxuries that we have today, such as air fryers, microwaves, because we live in that popcorn society where so many of these things people partake in, and not thinking to sharpen up on different skills, just just ultimately, being complacent. And as we know in the scriptures, all right, this is not our rest. This is just a pit stop, so to speak. This is a form of discipline, us being in this land, Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, so we have to remember to not let these luxuries, overtake us, and to continue to show a pattern of good works, as the scriptures say to do so, first and foremost in the doctrine, but also in our day-to-day lives, right? So this is the book of Deuteronomy, okay, chapter 8, okay, in verse 3. It says, and he humbled thee, speaking about the Heavenly Father, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the Lord doeth man live. So, we live by the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, we're not here for access to nothing but luxuries, and we have to remind ourselves that there's going to come a point in time where all these things that we reap, we must sow. Okay, and also in the flesh. Okay, also in the spirit. So this is why we continue to sow righteousness. And in return, our expectation / hope is that we'll be delivered. Okay, so I want to go down to the point of why I'm going into this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, beware that thou forget not the Lord thy power in keeping his commandments and judgments and his statutes which I command thee this day. So this is part of the battle is to combat, to fight back. There's going to be these demons that are going to try to push you away from doing what is righteous. Like today, just thinking out loud, I had a spirit on me that was trying to stop me from going out. Because typically, I usually go out with my rib Sunday mornings when we do our workout together, and she didn't want to go. So a spirit said, just push off a day. And that's these spirits. They're speaking to you in the spirit, telling you to put off day to day, which the scriptures oppose that. Okay, the scriptures say to put off not day to day. And we have to continue to remind ourselves that these evil spirits, they don't want us to be masters of our craft. They want us to be complacent. See that? So it says, lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied, it says, then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy power, which brought thee that brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Okay, so you don't want to be lifted up, and lifted up and being comfortable here. You have to remind yourself that this is not our rest, continuously. I tell myself this is not our rest in the spirit. It says, who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions, and drought where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at thy latter end. And that's what the Lord is doing. He's ultimately perfecting us through these different trials and tribulations. and we have to use the word, to combat these demons. You know, just like Yahweh Shai, he had to use the word, which he is the word, to combat the spiritual demon Satan. Who tried. Salakia, and as I'm speaking of, how the spiritual demon Satan is trying to combat us, a damn phone start ringing, and this is how you know that we're in a battle, because the spiritual demon Satan is seeking whom he can devour. Okay, but he can't devour us, all right, nor can he persuade us, because the scriptures speak about how there's no enchantment against Jacob. Okay, so we have to remind ourselves through the Spirit to continue to fight. I mean, even these lighter things, because what I'm speaking about is just light. This is some light work. This is not anything heavy, but it starts. All right, this war starts in the mind. Okay, it says, who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, right? So the Heavenly Father led us, through the wilderness, and he continued to feed us, but it was a battle. He stripped our luxuries, in which he's going to do that again, before the return of Yahweh Shai. This is not what these Christian churches teach. They teach a doctrine of the rapture, where they don't have to endure into the end. They teach that you can be saved now. All right. We know that through much tribulation that we're going to enter into the kingdom. Okay. So nothing's going to be handed to us. All right. And the brother Arad, he made a very good example about how, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not a genie in a bottle. Right. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not all about instant gratification. He's all about you putting the work in, you learning, you listening, you studying, okay, you applying, okay, what you know, and not just giving handouts. This world is used to handouts. This is why you see a lot of people lined up trying to get food from these food banks when they have food at home. Always in the mall shopping every week, always ordering from Amazon. They never get enough. Right? But the Lord has given us what we need, opposed to the luxuries, in balance. Okay? It says, and thou say in thy heart, my power and the might of my hand have gotten me this wealth. Okay? And that's what happens. A lot of men forget where they come from, forget who's giving them the riches. And we see that with these 2/3, millionaires, aspiring millionaires, and these men that are just all about the bag, all about the money. Okay? It says, but thou shalt remember the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. Okay, so we have to remember our end of the bargain. Okay, it's not of us, these blessings, nor another day that we've been given, because the Lord, he woke us up. He gave us this day, to endure, not to lay up, be gluttonous, to be kicking our feet up 24/7. The Heavenly Father has given us these challenges, these workouts for a reason, and it's a part of us applying what we know, and to get out there and do it, and this goes for even younger brothers that are listening and learning. At one point, you have to get out there and apply these scriptures, man. You can't just continue to just only want to watch lessons, because that's making you complacent as well. You start relying on brethren, and you're not yourself doing the work. When the Lord, he called us into this to get busy. Okay, not to relax and be lackadaisical. We're to occupy. The Heavenly Father says to occupy till I come. And reading, listening, and learning plays a heavy role, but also applying what we know plays a bigger role, you know, because it's all about showing Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai through our works, and not only by you know, just listening. All right, the Lord wants us to be a doer and not just a listener. Okay, so I think I hit all my points that I wanted to hit. You know, I had a couple other scriptures, but the Spirit kind of had it to where, you know, I believe that you know, that I hit where I needed to hit. And again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rahakodash.